Hello and welcome to Direbird Adventuring Company. It's Tuesday night, so that's of course our Esper Genesis game, sci-fi using 5th edition rules. I'm your GM for the evening, Jason, from the Nerd Eternal Network. You can find us over at thenerdeternal.com. With me as usual, I have Sarah playing Cat, Taylor playing Danru, Eric playing Adrian, Francis played by Zach. Almost got that wrong. Anna playing Jade. And hopefully we'll have our mechanic Hole played by Patrick back here in a little bit. Real life getting in the way. Had to stay over at work. I think we've all done that. So if you recall last time, you got to meet a pop star. She's not a big name, where any of y'all are from, but in this system, she's a big deal. She goes solely by her first name, Stella. Though in the paperwork getting hired, you know her last name is Vega. But you had met her manager, whose name I am forgetting. Was it Mortimer? I believe her manager was Mortimer.
Sounds right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we were all like, is that really his name?
Well, it's a different star system, it's a different culture, different names that come in and out of fashion. Mortimer is perfectly respectable in this world. If maybe laughable in somebody else's. So, you met her, you got to know her, you listened to some of her music.
It's alright.
Yeah, it was okay. Not enough synthesizer, but other than that. Now, while you were discussing some of you were discussing things and drinking with her. Some of you were discussing things with Mortimer. Do you remember what happened in the hotel room? Or the penthouse, I should say.
We got a cool note.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped off by Melder. Or teleported in by Melder. More accurate.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Well, you suspect it's a Melder. Given your knowledge of Esper's, it seems the most logical. Now, the letter didn't have anything super specific. It was just creepy and vaguely threatening. Kind of implying that something was going to happen soon. Also happening soon, she has got a major concert. It's what she's in this city for. The city of, was it Five Forks. Which is a city nestled in amongst, 5 rivers that join together.
Because Venice taught us nothing.
Precisely. But it's the future. Cities may be able to hover now. Who knows?
Fair enough.
Or maybe it's like New Orleans and it kind of floats. And they're smart enough not to weigh it down too much. Anyway. So this is what you'd been hired for. She'd received some of these threatening letters before. The main suspect is a former stalker of hers. Though you had also found out about a organization that had been protesting her might be a strong term. What were they called? I don't think I wrote them down. They were a relatively conservative group. Didn't like some of the subject matter of her video or of her music. Criticized the way she dressed in some of her videos. Basically did not think she was a good example on the younger set. Nothing about them struck you as violent, though. They did not appear to be that sort of group.
I don't know, all it takes is one nutter with superpowers to kind of ruin the whole affair.
And that's a big part of why y'all got hired. Given the way some of the earlier letter was delivered, they suspect whoever this is an Esper. And while their regular security is pretty confident they can handle your run-of-the-mill stalker, somebody that can warp reality with a thought, let's get somebody else in here that can do that.
Which I have to say, no complaints on that. That's kind of what you need to do.
Gotta hire specialists sometimes. Modern problems require modern solutions. Now, I'm trying to remember, was the concert the next day, or was it? I think it was a couple of days off. So how are you wanting to prepare?
I'd say we should probably scope out the venue first.
Did we need to scope out the other venues, or are we leaving that to her security? Didn't she have like a signing and a daytime TV show or something?
That's right. That is absolutely right. I was about to forget. Yeah, she had a fan meet and greet.
Please continue to forget.
She had a fan meet and greet, which was also the opening of a store that she does some promotional work for. I can't for the life. A clothing store, I think. Yeah, it was a clothing store because it carried. She had an exclusive line with them. It was a lot of something.
Yeah.
That was a thing that happened.
I thought maybe it was Patrick getting on, but it may have just been a kitty cat eating a cord or something. Anyway. That one I remember y'all being concerned about because it at least starts off with her outside. They're doing the old-fashioned ribbon cutting. And you had been trying to talk her into moving it indoors, but she did not figure she didn't figure the company would go for that. But it's in, let's see, the store is in a building kind of to itself. In and amidst a shopping area, so there's other buildings relatively close by, but it's its own building, large parking lot. You know, they've got most of the parking lot roped off where people are just standing there. There is her normal security kind of patrolling around. The venue itself has its own security there. That if you if you check them out, it's a company with a good reputation. Local guys though. So how are y'all positioning yourselves? Just generally speaking.
That's a good question. Where would Adrian be?
Danry?
Yes.
Where would Danry position himself? What would Danry do in this situation?
I would probably just position myself with the regular security guards. They're going to be at a safe distance and not interrupting anything.
Okay.
I feel like Jade. Francis is probably close enough that if need be, he can just run and grab her and get off the stage.
Okay. So Francis is just off the stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, pardon me for a moment.
Kat would probably do something similar to where she's looking like part of the crowd, for lack of a better.
So you're near the front, but in the crowd. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
My cat is having an issue. I'm going to have to I'm gonna
Take care of
cover my mic for a moment, or cover my headset for a moment, and go deal with that.
Go right ahead.
Oh,
Hmm. You said this building was sort of in a place all to itself.
Yes, like I said, there's other shops around, but it's its own separate building, not part of a strip or anything.
Right. I'd say. Adrian would probably be on a roof of another building, just sort of keeping eyes up, kind of a thing.
Okay. Got Yanni with you?
Yanni is probably just roaming through the crowd. Sort of like
Invisible and imperceptible.
I say through the crowd, but it would be more accurate to say he's probably hanging around above the crowd, just like sort of watching people.
Okay. And Anna, where was it you said Jade was?
Kind of with the. I can use words here in a second.
regular security.
Yeah, but I was thinking like kind of in between. How they have guards in between the person and the crowd. There,
Okay.
back in English.
I
Sure
know
you
that
can.
feel.
Alright. So we'll start off with everybody giving me. Let's see, perception. That's what I'm looking for.
Perceptionis. Okay. All the various character sheets out. Places.
Okay, so what's going on now?
Oh, we were
We're
just getting where
rolling
everybody's
perception.
positioned.
All right.
You're with some of the regular security guys close to the stage. Francis is just off the stage. Kat is in the crowd but towards the front. Jade is positioned with some security guys between the crowd and kind of where she's at. Adrian's on a neighboring building with Yanni patrolling above the crowd. And Yanni is not Yanni's not a drone, but the regular security guys have some drones in the air. You know, some of them are just camera drones for the local news, and some of them are the security guys. Okay.
Yep.
All right, Francis and Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
You notice a fellow, youngish. You're not sure. You're at some distance.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of inched over to the crowd. He's kind of pressed up against the little fence they've got up between where the crowd's supposed to stand and.
Uh-huh.
And you notice it's like he kind of leans in for a second, then he stops. He's watching the guards. You're left with a distinct impression he's about to jump that fence.
Yanni is going to move over and land on his head.
Physically where he can feel it.
Yeah.
Does he have to become visible to do that?
Nope.
So he can be solid and invisible, or phased out completely.
Yeah, but basically he can interact with things while invisible. It's just as if he takes a combat action,
Okay.
then
That's right. 'cause he can carry
that
things.
forces him into visibility if he takes a combat action.
That's right.
I suppose Francis is getting ready to tackle the kid if he needs to.
You suddenly see the kid kind of jerk and kind of flail his hands up over his head like, it's like something's in his hair.
Oh.
He seems really Adrian. He seems really startled when his hands, bump into Yanni.
I'd say this, as the second the first impact happens, Yanni's going to make himself incorporeal. So it feels like, to make it feel like he knocked the thing away.
Okay, so the first bump, he looks around like he's trying to figure out what it was, because when he bumped it, it was clearly of some size.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's gone.
Yep.
When he turns back to the fence, several of the regular security guys saw the little flailing. And, they don't move towards him, but one or two are making it kind of obvious that they're looking at him.
Yeah, that's kind of what Adrian was going for.
And, he seems to calm down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't carrying anything in his arms. He's not wearing baggy clothes where he could hide, so,
Yeah.
Probably just a regular run-of-the-mill creeper.
Still,
Yeah.
There's nothing creepy about him. He was just like way too eager.
That
It
might
was
have
still
been-
Adrian's goal to effectively make him visible to the normal security guards. Or make him more visible, I should say. So, mission accomplished, I guess.
Yep. He stays where he's at, up, towards the front, but doesn't try to jump anything. The little ceremony starts up. You start up with the manager of the new store, and one of their slightly higher ranking guys, maybe a regional manager or maybe a VP. You probably ran a background check on the guy, but he didn't seem anything significant. Each of them gives a little speech. One of them's holding the big, oversized pair of scissors that are pretty archaic at this point. Yeah. This is really the only sort of thing those things are used for anymore. Stella steps forward. She starts talking about the company, and, she's had dealings with the company, and, the quality, this, that, and the other. She hypes her own, exclusive line with them.
And then she goes off the rails.
No, she's a professional. She's done this she can do this sort of thing in her sleep. Leading up to this, you could tell she was not at all excited. She was excited about this like any of us are on an average day getting up to go to work. It's not something she's dreading particularly. It's just work, But she's putting on the air of being very excited. I need everybody. I guess this would be another perception check. Only this time you get a roll against something, rather than just a set number. Well, everybody's going to notice that. Alright.
All of us are really perceptive now.
All of a sudden.
Except Francis.
Or actually, that second one's for Jade.
Oh, okay.
Except Jane.
Squirrel!
Well, she didn't notice the kid about to jump earlier, so she's really been watching him close. And truthfully, if she's between the stage and the crowd, she's probably looking out of the crowd, which is the wrong direction to see this anyway. There is a slight shimmering effect above Stella's head. Oh, 8 feet or so above. I mean, whatever this is not happening just right above her. And something just drops out of the air.
Namely me. Also up here.
Suddenly, Hole crashes onto the stage.
Huzzah!
What is this something?
Surprise, MFers. Alright, Patrick, to catch you up, you are currently guarding Stella, the pop star. She is at a store opening, public event store opening / signing. Nothing of real note has happened. They stopped some teenager from trying to jump the fence to get to her. Let's see, you weren't here last week, were you? So, basically, she's been getting threatening letters. Everybody suspects this former stalker of hers. Whoever it is, though, clearly has Esper powers. Which is why y'all were called in. Her regular security don't think they can deal with that. Anyway, everybody just made checks. Oh, Patrick, give me a perception check since you're here. Patrick?
I'm still here.
Okay.
21.
Boy, you got quiet. I've got you at 181%. Huh. Alright, so you see this as well. As far as, I think Adrian was asking, or Eric was asking what it was.
The shimmering effect. That one.
It's something dark colored. It's about the size of, about the size of a fist, I guess. Kind of roundish. So everybody that knows this,
I'll have Yanni zoom over and catch it, and then fly off.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check for Yanni. Because he's above the crowd, so he's got to make some distance and manage to grab it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he can move 40 feet in.
Yeah, he's got a good
single
little,
spin,
good
but-
little speed, but still.
Yeah. Come on, Yanni, don't fail me now.
And also, I was checking. Said we might be. Case.
Is your mic on your dome piece?
No.
Because you are super, super
'Cause-
quiet, Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inter-
You sound like you're talking from across the room.
No, my mic is literally mouth.
Well, I don't know
Usually
what
I
the
have to turn you down. I've had to turn you up.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've got you at 200%. Can barely hear you.
We're gonna need you to go to a sporting goods store.
On the other hand,
Kind of-
his connection seems to be better today. He's not staticking
Yeah.
as much. We just can't have it all.
I'll try to talk louder then.
Alright, so anyway, everybody that spotted it gets to do something. So, Adrian is having Yanni die for it. What is Kat doing?
You would honestly probably wait to see if Yanni makes it first, and well, that wouldn't really help.
No.
I mean, Yanni's invisible, so nobody knows where he's at, unfortunately.
F it. She'll try and jump the fence and make a grab for it.
Okay. All the security have, of course, been alerted to who you are, so they won't interfere with you.
And Brent's just going to try and get Stella off the stage now.
Alright.
And I will pop my phone, largely just to give you cover. Francis and Jade cover. Get away.
Alright, so if something fires at them, they essentially have cover now.
Yes.
Okay. Alright then, that was... Oh. Let me roll to see what Yanni needs to beat. Alright, Yanni did not make it. Cat. Give me a dexterity roll.
Straight dexterity, not like acrobatics or anything.
Oh yeah, you probably do have skills like that. Acrobatics or athletics, either one you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Dex and acrobatics are both +6, but
So Yanni
Parkour.
dives for the whatever this is, and just barely misses it. I mean, he came reasonably close, but Cat vaults the distance, and basically kind of dives. I'm assuming just kind of dives and snatches Stella out of the way. Or are you trying to catch me?
All we see is that it's black and fish-shaped.
Kind of round, kind of. I said it was the size of a fist and kind of roundish.
At the same time, wouldn't Francis be doing his thing? Because I think he was trying to grab her off the stage.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
So she would be aiming for the thingy.
Okay. Francis, go ahead and give me your roll.
Oh, nice.
No, that's not bad at all. So, okay, yeah, Francis, you kind of grab her and kind of spin her around to the other side of you and start ushering, start ushering her off. Let's see, Cat got a 25. Yeah, that's good enough. It won't go off.
I was about to say, please don't tell me I just grabbed a live grenade out of midair, because I didn't think this through.
He's like, wow, that was an impressive catch. Not an impressive plan, but an impressive catch.
It's squirrel!
You grab it, and it's all kind of blobby and kind of squishy. But you manage to kind of catch it and cradle, so it does not burst.
Ew. She'll be making her way, back off stage once she catches it as, calmly as possible.
I need Purell now.
Under her breath in the comms, ew, 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 ew.
You realize, for all the world, what it looks like to you is some kind of water balloon. But you don't know what the color is coming from, whatever it's filled with, and you don't know what it's filled with. It's very dark.
Ew. It's gonna be like the end of Carrie.
And the balloon is sticky, like they spilled some of whatever it was, probably on the outside.
Oh.
Yeah, you wish you'd worn gloves, to be honest.
But
you thought blending in with the crowd, it'd be better not to. The crowd gets into a little bit of an uproar. They don't know exactly what happened. They all saw this thing materialize and drop. A few people started screaming. They want to know if it was a grenade. You get Stella, Francis. You get Stella inside the building. And as you're going, the regular security kind of forms up a square around you. But, you get inside, the regular security is out, extra drones come out of nowhere. And the manager type start trying to calm everybody down. And kind of quickly wrap stuff up.
Cat would be looking around for someone to give this abomination to.
Danner will walk up to Cat. I'll hold it if you need me to.
It's gross as hell. Here you go.
I'm literally wearing an armor suit. It's better than skin.
You're probably right, and just hands it over.
Danner will just sit there, holding the presumable stink bomb.
So they get everybody to calm down. They wrap up the little ceremony. After security does a quick sweep, they decide to carry on with the event. So they start letting people into the store. Stella starts doing her signings. Somebody want to give well, what do y'all do with the balloon you're holding?
I try to analyze
security?
it.
All right. What skill are you going to use to analyze it? And you sound much better, son.
Interesting. Alright, let's see. Not... Okay, it's basically, you said it's essentially a water balloon, correct?
Yes. Yeah, it's some kind of, little rubbery...
I might have to go through other words. Mechanics or medicine or even investigation. Which one did you think would work?
Let me see.
I also can use computers to try to just look up what this substance is as well.
What would be a good sciencey kind of role? Let's see here. Investigation. Use investigation or mechanics, whichever one you want. Because the mechanics is kind of your science.
Alright.
Cat is on the hunt for Perel.
Not great, but decent.
It's good enough. This isn't anything too fancy. When you basically you take the thing to a sink somewhere and kind of pop it. At first glance, you think it's filled with blood.
Yay!
A very short examination and let you know that no, it's basically fake. The same sort of thing that they use making movies and so forth. You break down some of the chemical composition, and it strikes you as probably being more somebody made this in their kitchen at home. It's kind of the make it yourself for Halloween kind of stuff, as opposed to something an actual production company would use. There's also a strong odor. It's like they kind of took this fake blood and mixed it with something, kind of the stink bomb ideal, but it would have also have looked like she was covered in blood when it hit.
So it's literally the end of Carrie. You were right.
You know how many times that movie's been remade by the time period y'all are in?
So many times.
It's like every 20 or 25 years they crank another one out.
Stage musical was the weirdest one.
Yeah. The whole interpretive dance scene.
That one I have to say I've never seen. Would never want to see. I'd rather. Alright. The rest of the event goes by without incident. There's a little blurb in the paper about it. Though they make it sound like somebody from the crowd threw it, which y'all know is not how it went down, but your employers are not interested in correcting them. They would much rather the public just think it was, some prank.
A bad prank.
Yeah. Stella's real happy with you. Yeah, she basically takes your entire crew out to a fancy dinner that night. Let's see. Trying to get some weird cuisine that could be a local thing. But anyway. The food is fine, though weird, by your standards. Like I said, the rest of the night goes by uneventfully. I assume you still keep the... Y'all had set out a watch rotation the previous night. I'm assuming y'all can stick to something like that.
Yeah.
Where a couple of you stay in the living area, Yanni stays incorporeal in her room.
I mean, I'll check to see if Francis wants to
Basically,
swap
yeah.
with me to stay with Jade during the watch, but other than that, I don't see any reason to change anything.
Yeah, Francis will swap with you.
Okay. So who had first watch?
I think Jake did, and crap, I can't remember his name.
Danru?
Yes, was going to
Yeah.
stay up.
So
because
now
he
it's
didn't
Francis
feel
Jade first watch.
Yep.
Okay, nothing happens on their watch. Who's next?
I'll take next watch.
I'll be there too.
Alright, so y'all are out in the living area. Give me perception checks. Eric, give me a perception check for Yanni.
There it is.
That was better than I was hoping.
Okay. You, the cat.
I don't know why I rolled initiative for Yanni, but he has a 20.
Preemptive initiative.
It's just how much
Isn't
he
that what
suspects
initiative
is
is all
about.
about?
Let's see, where was that? Oh, yes. So cat got 21. You hear a sound like somebody tapping on glass. It's very faint. You were literally walking by Stella's door when you think you hear it. When you think you hear it.
So like we think it's coming from Stella's room, like her window.
That
Like that direction?
seems reasonable. Let's see. Hole, you do not hear it. Yanni inside definitely hears it. And there, through the curtain on the window, you can see what looks like some kind of shape out on the other side. Or Yanni sees it.
And what floor is this on?
Oh, I forget. It was a 15, 20-story building, something.
Not
Y'all are-
the first.
Y'all are right there at the top.
Well, I mean, even second or third floor, I'd still be like, you get a big enough ladder.
Yeah.
We are
Okay.
past the ladder stage at this point.
So
We're at
Yanni,
rent a crane stage.
so are they like faced like right up against the window?
Oh, you can't tell
That Yanni
for
can
sure.
see.
It's just there's a little bit of, just a little bit of light behind where he can see a silhouette.
Okay, Yanni's gonna fly over to the window. See what he can see.
Cat is going to gently crack the door because she knows Yanni's in there, and that if it's anything batshit, Yanni will be waking up Adrian, and then she'll go in if she hears anything further.
But I'll say the second that happens, she gets a message via her mask going, Yanni sees somebody outside the window.
Like a ring doorbell.
He sees a little silhouette.
Pretty much, yeah.
She doesn't have like any lights on her mask, but she's just kind of like peeking through a crack in the door.
She's going stealth mode. All the lights turn off.
Well, yeah, I assume there was no lights on
Or they go
anyway.
black light.
Yeah.
She just peeks her head in. Scaramouche?
Can you do the Fandango?
So yeah, you look over towards the window. You can see the silhouette of a man.
And then behind
You know,
them, there's
basically doing
thunderbolts
this
and
little number.
lightning.
Very, very frightening.
Man, if I had thought about it, I'd have
Possibly
a
his
storm
name
going
is
on.
Galileo.
He's just a poor boy
Yeah.
from a poor family, probably.
Beelzebub has the devil set aside.
All right, Yanni
All
pokes his face through the window. There's a dude just floating out there.
Okay.
He'll tap, and then he has written something on the window. Yanni's at a weird angle to read it, but
Yanni. This may or may not work. Yanni is going to fly within an inch of the man's face and materialize in front of his face.
This will go well.
Oh, yeah, this will go excellently.
The man then shoots it with 17 lasers.
Towards the building.
My cat is
Also,
very
plus side, getting within that close definitely sees face.
The man is startled and kind of drifts back. As he does this, something materializes in front of Yanni.
Ba-dum, ba-dum.
What materializes in front of Yanni?
It looks like a little person. At least I think it can look like a little person. Let me double check.
called Whistle Wixel Splicket.
What?
By this time, Kat will have made her way further into the room.
Quickly, say its name backwards.
Let's see.
I can't say its name forwards.
What does Yanni look like again?
Kind of looks like a StarCraft 2 probe
That's right. That's right.
that also has little pincer arms like a drone.
Okay. Yes, this one looks like a little person with wings.
Hmm.
And it's shaking its fingers angrily at Yanni.
Yanni does the whole crab thing of click, 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 click.
Oh,
With the
great.
pincers.
Fighting another version of you. Wonderful.
Kat will. Can she see the person and the little drone dance off going up?
If you walk over and yank the window back, you can, or the curtains back, you can.
She's gonna come over her comm and let. Who was on watch with her? Was it Hall?
Yes.
She's gonna let Hall know, hey, we've got somebody outside the window. Can you peek out the adjacent window? I'm gonna try to scare the shit out of him. And just walks over, kind of opens the window enough for her to be standing there, angry eyebrows or angry eyes on the mask, and just has pulled out one of her guns. Just looking like dead at him, like, what do you want?
Leave.
When you yank the window back, you can see what's written on the window.
Which would be
Don't know, it's in a language you don't speak.
probably.
Aha.
No,
time to be
it's
rude.
in pretty much common.
Pretty much common.
Well, you know,
Good
every
common, bad
planet's
common.
got its own slight dialect.
It
Slight
just says,
variation.
bless your heart.
Oh!
Hmm.
Well, now we know the stalker's a woman.
That or something about this creature.
Or just from space south.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Everywhere's got a south, you know. It says even Lucifer was an angel. You see the man floating back there. He is wearing a mask, which Yanni would also have seen.
Dueling masks.
While yours is, you know, kind of ticky and metallic, he's got like an old, almost like an old west kind of bandolier mask, though it covers the entire face, but you know it's flowing in the breeze. You know, it has eye slots affixed in it, but seems to be held in place by these goggles he's wearing.
She's gonna get on the comm with, I guess, hotel security or the other security guys and be like, we've got someone floating outside the window, 15th floor. Someone needs to get it on that.
Ma'am, have you been drinking?
I have not been drinking at all. If you don't get
We
someone
exist in a
out
world
there
where
or
people
up
can
there-
fly. How
If
dare
you
you
can
be
get someone
like
out
that?
there or up there, I'm gonna go to your superiors and you'll get to explain the security breach.
The guy, oh crap, you're the security guys in the penthouse. Yeah, we'll get right on that. You know, as soon as he saw you and you made your gesture, you know, while he's floating there, he just sort of goes and drops. Not in an uncontrolled fashion. It's kind of like he.
Descending from 15th floor down. Oh, I'm going to the stairs or space elevator if we have a space.
You also saw the little person
Hmm.
confronting Yanni. Wings on his back, you know, going almost like a hummingbird's.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're on the other side of the glass, so
Yeah.
she can't do much of anything. So just kind of like give him hell, Yanni, and just leaves the room, starts going downstairs.
Yanni's gonna go incorporeal and start following him down.
One of the things I do is I am running through basically where we're basically the people of our crew who aren't awake. I'm waking you up.
All right, so the entire crew is quickly awoken.
Ding, 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 ding.
Cool. What's the gravity damage what's the fall damage from 15 stories up?
If
I
it's
am
the
not
same, if it's the same thing as
It'd be the same as
Fifth
5e
edition, I would
full
assume.
damage. Yeah, it's just
so
a 5e module.
so it'd be 15d6 damage approximately. If you
Alright,
jump that far.
It's a little higher than I can take, so won't be
Third level
won't be jumping
character.
after him.
Yeah.
Fourth,
Do a backflip!
Excuse me, fourth.
looking forward to getting to fifth because shenanigans.
Oh, Bubba
Wait,
came up
hold
with an
on.
over on the Twitch. Bubba came up with an answer, the 15d6 answer for us pretty quick.
Yeah, it's d6 per 10-foot falling. I believe a story is approximately 10 feet.
Close enough for our purposes, certainly.
Yeah,
Close enough to know instant death.
basically.
The hotel security
Well.
scrambles. When Yanni goes immaterial, so does the little flying chick. Cat, give me a perception check.
Alrighty.
Really, just see if you noticed something before you ran off from the window.
Nothing.
It's small. It's dark outside. You can't tell for sure. You think the little person looked like Stella.
Upsets much.
She's gonna file that away and be like, someone keep an eye on Stella. I'm going downstairs. See if I can find this guy. 'Cause I can't fly.
Well, Danru will keep an eye on Stella because I don't want to go down a bunch of stairs.
Clank, 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 clank. It would be like Ghostbusters.
So Danner up here, Francis will be heading down.
Alright. When you get down to the surface, there is nothing to be seen. The security guys get out there about the same time you do. But Yanni was following him.
Uh-huh.
And he moves at a
the guy.
speed of 40.
At base, yes. Can move at a speed of 80 if he chooses to do nothing else but fly.
Yeah. He can double move. Let's see.
Looks at the guy's like, look, I know you're about to say there was nobody up there, but if you go to the window, there's stuff written.
But is it written on the inside or the outside?
Yes.
The outside,
Solid question.
Alright.
as far as I'm aware.
Okay, this guy is flying quite a bit faster. So yeah, Yanni loses him out over some of the neighboring buildings. He pulls ahead pretty quickly.
Okay.
Which, you're familiar enough with the Espers to know, yeah, the ones that can fly tend to be pretty quick.
Mm.
Quick check of building surveillance shows that the cameras on that side of the wall were turned off.
Of course.
The force shield that they keep up around there it juts out, a decent little ways from the building. And while it forms a dome, it does not seal on the bottom. Because it's designed, if there's an out-of-control aircraft, it could handle things like, bullets. Essentially, he'd gone and flown up under it so that he was inside rather than passing through. When he saw you, he dropped back down where you get back out. They cannot find a good reason why the cameras were off. There's no record of somebody, logging in and shutting them down. When they shut down, none of the little built-in alarms went off to let anybody know a camera had gone down. Adrian, you could do that in your sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Adrian just sighs like, that's because they got hacked, you idiots.
Well, they're not seeing any sign of an intrusion.
I can do that in my sleep, literally.
And what were you doing when this happened?
Watching. I'm the one that caught the fucker. If you choose to keep pissing me off when I just got woken up, I'll show you just what I really can do with your security system.
So what you're telling us is you can do this in your sleep, and you were asleep.
Sir, it's
I
a
will
manner of
shoot you.
speech. Are you really gonna, sir?
One of the other security guys just slaps him. We're gonna be in enough trouble. Don't piss people off.
Slaps Adrian?
No. The guy that was giving you grief.
One of the
Okay.
guards slaps the asshole guard.
Alright. I was about to say, that's not gonna go over well, especially in his current mindset.
He goes, I'm just giving you grief. I'm just playing, man. Don't take it too seriously.
Pardon me one moment, my impromptu cat laundry needs to go in the dryer.
I love that impromptu cat laundry. Yeah, Adrian sort of just glares at the guy a bit and just, like, grumbles. He
That's
flew
like-
away too fast for Yanni to keep up with anyway.
That's gonna be like, did Yanni get a good look at?
He was wearing a
Guy's
mask
drone?
like you do.
I don't give
Oh,
a damn about his
the drone?
mask. The
Yeah,
drone.
looks almost exactly like Stella. Why?
Did that seem a bit weird?
Yeah, it did.
If you slow down, because I assume Yanni records stuff.
Oh, he records everything.
Yanni is the ultimate creeper.
That is true.
Yeah, he quite literally records everything.
He's
And
super
then
creepy,
he's-
so Adrian doesn't have to be.
Yeah, basically. Everything Yanni does, there's a recording of it until it fills up his data banks, and then it has to get compartmentalized and stored away.
So yeah, you can slow it down, and yeah, it looks like a little Stella in like white robes. It's got bird wings. That in flight, yeah, they're almost imperceptible because they're moving like hummingbird. It's like hummingbird wings. They're going down to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian, of course, you know exactly what this is. It's
Mhm.
just what Yanni is. It's an Esper has generated a bonded companion.
Yep. Except Yanni is far beyond just normal bonded companion.
And the bonded companion we're dealing with is some dude's creepy approximation of an idol.
There
Yeah,
are
basically.
layers to how this starts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really just one layer of you're a little too horn dog.
Just one.
I mean, it's there's multiple things, but when you boil it off, it's just one thing with a lot of excuses.
Uh-huh.
Just distilled, pure.
Yeah, basically.
Well,
All right.
I'm going back upstairs, if I'm not already.
You get back upstairs. Stella wants to know what's going on. Because you didn't wake her up getting into the room, but when you ran out of the room, calling people, it roused her up. She does not seem to have noticed the window.
Yeah, Adrian's gonna go figure out what the window nonsense is about.
There was an incident, but
There
take
was
care of it. It's okay.
I'm also going to use investigation probably to try to. Would insight also apply to this? Because the writing has to have a very specific meaning.
Give me an insight roll.
It does reference the letters from the original guy and the new guy's letter.
Hmm. 21.
You notice, you think it's probably written by the same person. He had been referencing Stella being like an angel, both in the original letters and the more recent ones. Where the more recent ones have been getting more
Obsession based.
No, the first ones are pretty obsessive. But these have been getting more critical of her, like she's disappointed him, or like she's not what he thought she was. The making the angel to Lucifer comparison kind of fits in with that, you think? If it's the original Stalker, he seems to have moved to blaming her for his problems rather than holding her up as something he should idolize. And if it's not the original, it's clearly somebody with the same, some of the same issues.
Has she done any, because we've listened to her music and stuff, or I'm assuming we've done some research on her. Has she done anything music video wise or song wise that would have any references to angels or other celestial types?
Not since her first album. And it was just like a one-line reference to kind of angels in general up early in her career.
Was she ever part of any church or church-related group?
Not really. If you ask her, she tells you she remembers her grandmother taking her to church some when she was little, but that was about it. It was not a major part of her life once her grandmother passed. She's like, you don't count going to funerals and weddings and stuff.
Nah.
So
Did we ever
Go ahead.
figure out what the window said, or did we cover that?
Even Lucifer was an angel.
Oh, so that's what. Okay, I thought that's like the guy said that.
No, that was what we wrote on there.
Oh, okay.
Was it written
Technically, he
outside,
said
I'm
it, but he
guessing?
said it with his hands.
Yeah, it's like
Fair
he wrote
enough.
that, and then he was tapping on the window to try to get her to get up and see it. Only
It was
she
written on
drinks
the
like she sleeps like somebody that drinks heavily, and Kat was the one that Kat and Yanni were the ones that noticed the tapping.
Did we figure out what it was written with, and if it was written on? It was written on the outside, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's written with well, let's see. Yeah, they could probably send a drone up to get a scraping of it. It's written with lipstick. Stella recognizes the shade.
Probably a shade she wears.
One that she wears and one that is part of a line of makeup she does. Yeah, it goes along with the clothing line.
Is the line of that particular one exclusive at any location, like the store that just opened today?
Yes.
Hey,
Just
let's
like
get in
her clothing
contact.
line is an exclusive.
So it would have been probably from that store. Are we able to
Track.
look into the security system or transactions to find out who all purchased them?
Well, it's how long has that special line been out? Did it just release with the opening, or had it already been out for a while?
Earlier this year.
Okay, I thought you meant like exclusive to that store that just
Oh,
opened
no.
today.
Exclusive to the chain.
It's-
exclusive to the chain.
Yeah, exclusive.
Okay, like line
that
exclusive.
store's brand, but not the building.
Yeah, I thought I misunderstood it being exclusive to that store. Like that particular one that just opened. Okay. Well, dang.
Interesting.
Let's see. So y'all gonna check the store or not?
It's worth a check to see.
Is it something that could be done quickly?
Relatively quickly. You've got the next day, and the day after that is her interview.
Is it something that could be automated to adjust that item and send, like... I'm assuming technology is technology enough to just be like, here's these people that purchased it yesterday at the open. Because, I mean, I know I can do that.
The way
within
the money works, they wouldn't necessarily be keeping up with the names of everybody that purchased it if they pay, cash, essentially. But
Much like today.
but yeah, much like today, a lot of people use credit cards or the equivalent. So they can go through that list. If you give them a specific person, they're probably be willing to let you know if that person, if you have a suspect. As far as just handing you the list of people, they keep that confidential.
Makeup is a serious business.
Yeah.
No, customer information
Safety.
is a serious business, though. There's privacy
Yeah,
laws
yeah.
that fall into it.
Oh, you kind of sound like Darth Vader.
I think I was breathing into my mic. Sorry.
It's okay. Y'all are dealing with a creeper. It just kind of worked.
A little too well. Do we want to pursue this avenue or just...
We can see if the creepy previous stalker bought it, but that's really our only suspect.
Yeah.
Okay.
This sounds stupid. Does the handwriting look like the handwriting on either of the letters?
The letters were not handwritten.
Okay, never mind.
They were
then.
done up. You've seen the kind of ransom notes where somebody cut up a bunch of magazines. Now it was printed, but it was printed in kind of that style where the guy was using all these different kind of.
The old tropes never die.
If I use 16 fonts, they won't recognize it.
Well, it's like he was using pictures from articles and stuff, but just the letters. It was very weirdly done. Well, on these more recent letters, the original letters were probably just typed up normal. Because, he wasn't trying to be creepy then. But, let's see. Oh, yes, I was rolling for the store security guys get back to you. There's no transaction. The creeper's name that you gave him, his name doesn't pop up.
Good for him.
However, they did an inventory.
It was stolen.
There was one stolen. That's not,
Unusual.
shoplifting is
Yeah.
still a thing. Security is much better, so shoplifters get busted even more often.
That's almost proud.
But there was at least one stolen. He said, it was only a handful of items came up missing during the opening. He said, probably just the sheer number of people in there made it easier for people to get away with stuff. So he's like, hope that helps.
Thank you so much for your time.
So do you have any other particular plans for that next day, that empty day? I mean, you contacted the store and they got back to you that evening. But...
Do we want to... The guy that was the original one that I think he said was released and then kind of disappeared.
Well, the disappearance was fairly recent. It was just a little bit before this started up.
Did we want to go look at that dude's apartment or anything, or no?
More importantly, is he a local to this planet or not?
He's a local to the planet. He is not a local to this city.
No.
Because y'all
He
had
hired a
that
dog
discussion,
sitter, didn't he?
Big pardon?
Okay.
He had arranged for his neighbor to take care of his pets. Yes.
And I'd like to assume that if his neighbor walked in, the dude had a shrine committed to this lady. Dude would be like, I'm gonna call the cops now and not get involved with this crazy BS.
Gonna take this guy's cat, go next door, and call the cops.
You gonna try to get in touch with the
For
neighbor?
one.
I mean, couldn't hurt. Just give him a phone call.
Okay. The information you have, it's not too hard to get. It's not too hard to find his number. You call him up. Hello? Oh, who's doing the talking?
Oh shit! Which one was this to be the voice?
You don't want Adrian doing that.
No, we do not.
We have you on speaker comms. You have half a dozen people talking to him at one time.
Cat will...
Okay, I was like, do y'all want Dan or Cat? It tends to be the
Cat'll-
voices.
Who has?
do it,
Nation.
but she'll accept post-it notes for questions if you guys want to pass her post-it notes.
All right. So Cat calls him up. He answers the phone. Hello?
Hi, I'm calling in regards to... Wait, this is OOC. It's Cedric Mansell, right?
Mansell, yes.
Mansell. Hi, I'm calling in regards to Cedric Mansell. I'm to understand that you had taken ownership of his pet once he had disappeared.
Well, he said he was leaving on a trip.
Oh,
And
I apologize.
I assumed I'd be giving him the dog back, when he came back. Then the police came asking around like he had disappeared or...
Yeah, it's part of an ongoing investigation.
Are you with the police?
Yes, we're part of a security force the police is working with an investigation.
Oh.
Did he... I'm just going over a couple of things, double-checking our notes. Did he say where he was going to?
No, he just said he was taking a trip. Let's see, out of Providence. I assumed it was something to do with family. I know he's not originally from around here, but
Yes.
he'd always been kind of quiet. We'd get to talking when we run into each other walking our dogs or whatever.
Yeah. No weird schedule changes, nothing like that.
Not that I had noticed. I can't say I really kept up with him close.
Yeah, understandable. Like looks around at the other people, like everyone else in the room, like guys, questions. Do we have any?
Oh yeah. One of the main reasons for our call is a current prank. It would that qualify as an assault, throwing that kind of stink bomb on somebody?
Yes, technically. I mean, it's not going to get you quite the same level of punishment. Walking over and punching them would be a higher something than this, but it still counts as an assault, yes.
Yeah, it's still a criminal act. I know, understand that, but I am calling in, reference to that, plus, reference that, plus the fact he previously had, a very strange relationship with this person, and his immediate disappearance.
Oh,
he's
this is the whole. This has got to do with the whole stalking that pop star, isn't it?
A recent event has happened with her of a mysterious person throwing something at her in a crowd. We're just calling to.
Oh God.
We're calling to hopefully ensure it was not him in this case.
I hope it wasn't. I was creeped out to find that out about him. I mean, he had mentioned being a fan when shortly after he moved in, but
She's assuming like Hall is taking the phone. Cattle pat like ask about Esper power.
Yeah, that's actually one thing we need to confirm. Has he shown any Esper powers?
He is not on record having any, no. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's not like you're required to register that sort of thing. At least not most places.
Was he a religious man?
I do think I saw him leaving his house a lot on Sundays. Yeah, there was some little group he'd go to meetings. He invited me to a meeting too. Some kind of like community group. They sounded nice enough, just nothing I was into.
Danru, what is the name of the group that was against her?
I did not jot it down.
Well, but in
your
universe,
in character, you remember because y'all.
The character will say the name and like. Does this sound like the name he gave?
I believe that was it. Yeah, I couldn't swear to it, but I think that was it.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Now one last question. This is not to. I don't want to put pressure on this question.
Instantly pressure.
When collecting the animal, did you go inside his house, his domicile?
Oh no, he
passed the animal to you.
Yeah, he brought him over here. With some of his stuff. He was talking like he might be gone a month or two. But our dogs get along, so it was not no big deal.
All right.
And while talking to him, you'll periodically have heard dogs in the background.
Over the outside of the phone. Anybody else have anything you want to say?
Did we ask him about if the guy had Esper powers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he hadn't seen anything, I think.
Okay.
Well, I thought y'all were asking if he was on record as having had any, and he was not. But if you asked this fella, no, he hadn't. Yeah, he hasn't seen anything like that.
All right, well, I think that's a thank you, goodbye.
All right, well, I hope he's not involved, but if he is, I hope you find him because he clearly needs some help.
Yeah, if you think of anything else that may be of use, and she'll give him their number, I guess their group party number, and be like, just give us a call back. If we can't get to it, just leave a message. We'll be in contact if we have more questions.
All right.
So how close is this guy? Is this guy's apartment?
I think we said it was like other side of the continent.
Ah,
Other side of space Australia.
On one hand, we do have a ship. On the other hand, that means splitting up the party. And we all have... That is 9.
I've never once had an issue with splitting the party. I don't know why you guys are all so freaked out about it.
Theoretically, if we were to go to that area where he lives using the roustabout, do a quick peek about, and come back, if nothing were to happen untowards as far as being attacked, how long would that take?
You can do it in a day.
Do we want to split the party and do that? Or see if we can get permission from the local police there to do that? Or send our information to the local police there and have them
How
double
fast
check
can
any
how
information?
fast can you get a warrant to look at a dude that's disappeared's house?
If he has attachments.
When he's come up as a suspect here, they have been through his house.
Okay.
Oh,
They
okay.
didn't find any creepy shrines.
They found a fair number of photos and stuff of her, but more in kind of a scrapbook format, and then cutouts from magazines. You know, saved from articles online, that sort of thing. Nothing.
But that's
super.
that's
super
kind of
creepy.
like traditional fanboy.
Yeah, I mean, he. It's like he struck him as a big fanboy, but that was about as far as it went. So is somebody going to head over to his own
And
house
really,
to investigate, or just
The
call?
only way we'd really find anything new from that is if he had like a secret compartment built into his house for his creepy activities that may or may not even exist.
yeah.
He has a secret room off of his bedroom. Never a good thing
And
to
I'll
have.
go ahead and tell you, the dude's already disappeared, so it's not like we can set a trap for him at his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's
So
already-
even if we found, creepy stuff that implicates him, we don't know where he is anyway.
for all
so
we
it'd
know,
be-
he could be the guy outside the window.
Yeah,
We just
we'd be
don't know.
just as surprised by him showing up anywhere.
If anything, I would actually like to do more research into that organization that he was a part of.
Okay, give me an investigation.
Because that was, in fact, you said it was the same... He belonged to the same group who seems to... I probably missed that last session. There's probably like a group that's just playing like she shouldn't be doing this or whatnot.
Yeah, she's a bad example. It's not specifically any particular church, but it's a group with kind of got a religious theme running through it. You know, I mean, never been involved in any kind of committed violence or anything like that.
Investigation or computers in this case.
Investigation.
They
You're
have
not
a
so much
Facebook
hacking
community.
information as you are just kind of looking it up.
You go, no man, that's creepy. And you're moving on with your life.
Hmm.
18.
Okay. You find out, when they were formed, they started up over in the city this guy lived in. And Stella is not from that town, but she is from that side of the continent. Let's see. You see some videos they have done, talking about her.
Do they use the same kind of terminology, like even Lucifer was once an angel kind of
They
shtill?
don't get quite that heavy.
At least not on the video.
Nothing about their videos necessarily comes off as creepy. It's just that, she should wear more clothes. Young kids listen to her music. She should watch her subject matter. they strike you as kind of nosy neighbor level, but not creepy. But it's mostly one guy that does their videos. Let's see. There had been some talk a few months ago of maybe some of them showing up, and doing a kind of protest outside of the upcoming show. But as of a few weeks ago, they seem to have stopped talking about that.
And a few weeks ago, that's about the same time that our friend vanished, right?
Yeah, pretty close.
I'm assuming they have some kind of like Facebook group or Reddit subforum.
Something
We
like
see,
that,
like, Do we see any other drop off
A
and
Chan site, something.
regular users?
No, their social media sites seem to be clicking along just like they were.
Okay.
The guy that does
Anyone-
most of their videos has not done a video in a little bit.
If we check the guy that does the videos, other like his personal social media, is he active there at all?
There's a couple of posts or a couple of where he's responding to somebody else's posts. Somebody's
hasn't
asking him,
dropped
hey,
off.
you haven't done a video in a couple of weeks. What's up? And he's like, oh, I'm just out of town.
Just because she can, Kat's gonna look in Shadow Netty, try and see if there's anything dirty on this organization.
And also, I'm going to do more. Just ask the guy who does the videos.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same guy, is it? Because we have a picture of the previous stalker.
Oh, no.
right?
The guy that does the videos is not the creeper, no.
Okay.
Or the suspected creeper.
Let's
Any of them wearing like a cowboy mask and goggles, jetpack maybe?
Give me an investigate while you're poking through the, quote unquote dark web.
Straight roll. Oh, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
And unfortunately, they're in the wrong order to help you out.
Yeah.
No, you don't find anything about this guy online or in the
This-
Browser.
shadow web.
Browser.
Whatever.
since we can't find anything in the dark web, can I try just regular web?
Well, sure. If you don't want to use class features, I guess. All right, give me an investigate to see what you can pull up on this video guy.
That's amazing. 18 again.
All right. Oh yeah, I wandered off my pencil. Didn't I? Well, let's see this pen. Right.
Also, I just want to try a computer roll because that's actually a little higher too.
Okay.
Actually, since I also just remembered, since we have time, I'll take 20 on that one.
Oh yeah, y'all do have all day.
24.
Okay.
Which taking a 20 on takes like an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends to some degree on what you're doing, but yeah. Let's see. All right, the guy that makes the videos is named Aaron Palmer. Not technically one of the founders of the organization, but he got on really early on. Initially, there was more of them that would pop up in the videos, but he was the one that was just kind of the best at it, And he'll still have others on to talk on the videos periodically, and he'll, interview other people, yada yada yada. And some of the ones he does are more promotional than anything else, but Let's see. But yeah, you pull up, he's with this organization. You find information on, what church he's like a deacon at or whatever. Let's see. Married, got a kid in college. Seems pretty clean. You've got some speeding ticket level stuff, parking violation, a few things on his record. Nothing major. As far as what you can pick out of the publicly available stuff. Now, if you want to go hacking into his background or doing something of dubious legality, that'd be another role.
That would be a proper roll. Okay, let's try that.
That'd be a
then.
me thing.
Yeah. Well, I can give you enough to give you advantage then.
All right, so Patrick, so Adrian, give me a roll. Hole is assisting.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and black hat, which will give me advantage on hacking. So.
Double
How do you-
advantage.
Oh, that's right. You're assistant. Never mind. Ignore me.
Well, the black hat is also one of the things that stops you from anybody being able to trace you, right? Or find traces. Or is that something else?
That's something else, but good idea. I'm gonna data ghost instead of black hat.
Okay.
And since I'm getting advantage already from Hull, I will data ghost and.
This way you don't get caught.
Yeah. Attribute. Still. Are you serious? I rolled a 5 and a 4.
It is kind of suki.
Yeah.
Yeah. You managed to locate, kind of on the web, locate his, his home computer, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's his service provider has got decent security.
Okay.
I'll let you try one more time if you want to work at it. If you want to keep working at it,
Yeah, that's kind of a pathetic roll.
it'll be essentially what you're doing most of the day or most of the last half of the day.
That's fine. Yeah. The 21 is better.
Oh, the 21 is much better. He's got decent security. It's nothing designed really to keep Espers out.
Mm-hmm.
So his home system is set up to do a lot of video editing sort of stuff, And you find, where he's got his videos on storage, the projects he's currently working on.
Mm-hmm.
That couple of weeks that nothing's gone up, he has not been working on much of anything.
Okay.
Let's see, 21's pretty good. You check recently deleted files, and you find, you find a video.
Oh.
Which, there's lots of videos, but...
Uh-huh.
It's a video of Stella
Uh-huh.
in a somewhat compromised position. It's a sex video. I'm trying to say it's a sex video.
Okay. Sure.
Starting in on this, you start poking through some of his correspondences. He had run across this video. He had brought it to the attention of his organization, kind of with the idea of, hey, should we go public with this? And you see where they were going to have a little meeting to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was maybe 4 weeks before, before your suspect disappeared and before this all really kicked off.
I see.
It's also around the time that he stopped working on videos, though a few that he had already finished got put up in that time.
Okay.
And where does that guy again lives on the other side of the planet? Correct.
Yeah, well, other side of the continent, yes.
Okay.
But you know from his, we'll just call it Facebook, just for ease of reference. You know from some of his Facebook posts that he's on a trip somewhere right now. He's out of town.
Spacebook.
Spacebook. I can
That's
roll
what we
with
called
that.
it earlier.
True.
Could always be face space.
Space base. Got it.
I see. Adrian will,
This guy's supposed to be on like vacation somewhere. Or anything? Is there any way you can
Yeah.
try to see if like where he went?
that's actually going to be what I was going to suggest doing. That Adrian's
Okay.
going to do.
Or where he's spending his money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me another computer use roll.
Okay.
And again, I'll try to assist.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Go
Yes.
science. Go science, bros.
Uh-huh. Oh, wait, computers or hacking?
You don't have to roll, Patrick. You just have to say you're assisting him and give him advantage.
Gotcha. Okay.
Are we doing computers or hacking? Because those are separate things.
Go ahead and go with the hacking then.
Okay. Hacking. Let me scroll back to the hacker kit. 16.
Okay. Oh, you managed to basically hack his account on FaceSpace. It's got an option where it has got an option where you can have your location, visible to others. He had that option turned off. You basically hack into his account and basically turn that option on long enough to see kind of where he's at. He is in Five Forks currently, or at least the last time he logged on.
Okay.
Oh, goody gee.
Did it say what he purchased in that time?
No, this is basically his Facebook. It's just last time he
okay.
made a response, that was his location.
Right.
Just call it space for the time being.
Try to keep that straight.
Alrighty. Interesting. Alrighty. Did it say where in the city he was?
No, it's not that specific. It's just one of them things where if you have that turned on, it just tells your buddies, basically what city
Checked in
you're
at this Whole Foods or at this Target. I know at least with some Facebooks, it'll check you in at the store you are in.
Yeah, it did.
Then,
It really
you'd
will
have some
do
of the
that.
You'd have some of the local restaurants. Let's see. He was at the grand opening.
Creepy
the day
how
before.
close it will get.
He was at the grand opening. Okay.
Interesting.
Hey, Yanni.
Was he near a certain hotel?
Not that it registers, no.
They probably left his cell phone at home when he did this. If he did this.
Okay.
Did this guy we're creepily stalking on his Facebook, did he have any
Stalk the stalker. He'll never see it coming.
tendencies towards her, or is it more of a like was he at all a fan of her before, or
No, this guy was
more-
not. Everything he's ever posted about her has been critical. And to be clear, this is not the only pop star this group criticizes. I mean, they've got a much broader platform.
Let me see. All right. Well, Adrian will share this information
Okay.
with the group.
Now,
we
while
want to
y'all have been
share-
doing all this online researching,
Uh huh.
Let's see, what has the rest of y'all been doing?
Do we want to share this information with the other security and possibly the police?
Well, some of this
Probably
information the police would be asking you, how did you get this?
Point. Let's just talk to
The
the
local
security.
Stella security probably ain't gonna ask no questions.
In reference to Ye Olde sex tape, do we want to tell her manager that is out there in the wild, or
Oh, Adrian is.
this doesn't surprise me.
I mean, like, regardless of what the rest of the party says, he's going to tell Mortimer about it.
Oh, and I gotta duck out for a sec.
Okay. Mortimer does not look happy. Damn it. I thought we had squished that.
Yeah, it's like at least he didn't project it onto a giant monitor in the building.
Fair point. Crap. Yeah, that, yeah, she hooked up with somebody at a club, and the jackass had a recording device set up in his room.
She's an adult.
We beat him over the head with the lawyers, and we thought we had stopped it before anything got out.
I mean, she's an adult, but we just
Oh yeah,
didn't know.
yeah. It wasn't,
Nothing that happened was illegal.
Yeah, we
other
just
than
didn't
the
know it.
recording.
Yeah.
It would just hurt.
Well,
her,
even
it would hurt her reputation. He goes, I know out in some places that sort of thing wouldn't have a negative effect at all. In system, people are a little funnier about it.
Only a little.
Yeah, it's just backwater system, a little more conservative.
Mm. I see.
But we put the lawyers put the scare in the guy because it's not really legal to do that without letting the other person know.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, as
That
far as I
would
know,
be-
though, it hadn't gotten out public, so I'm curious as to how this fellow would have gotten a hold of it.
I could do more digging.
And if they're wanting to trash her reputation, why they didn't release it?
Well, from the looks of things, he was asking the rest of his group if they should or not.
I mean, to be fair, it was in his deleted folders, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, it was in his deleted folders, which, while most people think are actually deleted, aren't really deleted at all.
He had deleted it, but he had not scrubbed the hard drive or anything.
Yeah. So
while y'all are having this discussion, Stella is at the bar. This is the bar here in the building. Mortimer has talked her into not going out tonight. She is
And
trying
she
to
got
get
followed by Grandpa Danru.
She is trying to get Francis and Jade into a drinking contest.
Francis gladly indulges.
What about Jade?
Well, I guess once Francis agrees to do it, then Jade is too.
Oh God.
So Danru, you're standing there watching as the bartender lines up shots in front of all of them.
Daniel's like, I gotta be the adult. This is bullshit.
Somebody's got to be. What would y'all do without an adult?
Danru takes a
Or-
moment, goes,
let's say, or a DD in this case.
Jade, I apologize for this for a moment, and picks Jade up one-handed real quick. Okay. Francis, excuse me a moment, picks Francis up one-handed real quick. Okay, you two can drink. If y'all both get sloshed, I can carry you out.
Oh, great. That'll work.
One of you just hold on to Stella, just form a human chain.
The trick is, he
Well,
wants
I
him to
assume
carry all
there's a
three of you.
regular.
So he's got, the ladies over each shoulder and Francis's tail tied to his belt, and he's just walking down the hallway.
Well, I assume there's at least one regular bodyguard.
Yeah, it's more than most likely.
There may or may not be a Yanni floating around, keeping an eye on them.
Looking for shinies.
No, in this case, he's specifically keeping an eye on them. Him and Adrian both are in work mode.
No.
They're not in let's fuck with people mode.
And Yanni learned his lesson about watching the ship that time, so.
Yeah, he also that.
Alright. So a drinking contest.
Start rolling dice.
About 3 shots in.
Con
Give me a
saves.
con save.
Hey.
Cat wishes she was there just for the hilarity of this.
Why wouldn't she be?
Because this is thing happening same time
Yeah, she
as
was
all of
upstairs
us are
talking
doing
with
the
the
nerd
hackers, so-
stuff.
This
Okay.
is what they're doing while y'all are doing all that couple of hours at least of hacking.
All this
That's fair.
boring ass nerd stuff.
Hey.
Alright.
Someone has to entertain her.
Yeah.
Basically. Alright, so we have a Jade.
Well, what about a ruby? Or maybe a sapphire?
I really gotta find me a better pen. Alright.
I have to do one a day. I didn't get to do it at work, so y'all have to deal with it.
See, when you started that, my mind went Steven Universe before it went Pokemon. But I guess that's just the one I watched the most.
Types of gemstones.
Stella. Alright, so that is a fail for Francis.
You're welcome, dear.
So let's see. Successes, failures.
What is a drunk lizard like?
And we're basically gonna do this like death saves. You need 3 successes before 3 failures.
Booze death saves.
It's
Let's see.
oh,
So that's
oh.
let's see.
That's unfortunate.
So everybody succeeded the first time through. Or no, let's see. You need. No, Francis.
Okay, yeah.
didn't get a failure 'cause
I see lots of rolls. What I miss?
they're in the middle
So
of a
we've
drinking
got-
contest.
We've got one success, one failure each, it looks like.
Now, for the record, is Stella also in this drinking contest, or is it just Francis and Jade?
Oh no, Stella's in it. I'm rolling.
Okay.
Hold on.
Stella's got 2 successes so far.
Would alcohol be considered a poison?
We're not down
this
there.
is going on while y'all are upstairs hacking and discussing with Kat and Mortimer what you.
Okay.
This is what the rest of the party's been doing.
Ah.
Danru is
Screw
looking
you
on
guys, we're gonna get
slightly
drunk.
disapprovingly. Francis and Jade jumped at the chance for a drinking contest. Alright, slow down now.
All Danner did was make sure he could be a father figure and carry them up.
Alright, so failure for Francis. That is a failure for Jade.
So you're the designated driver. Gotcha.
Francis is smashed at this point.
I
Was
am
it-
designated carry drunkards, yes.
Is it a 10 or above for success, or Like it means it beats
11
death
and
save?
above for success.
okay. I thought if you're doing death saves, like, isn't it?
I think death saves are 11 and up because it's a 50. It's a straight
Oh.
50-50 split with the die.
Yeah, so
I think
that
death
was
saves are 10 and up.
Yeah, I think it's like 10 and up, and then
Alright, whatever.
I don't
I'm
know.
doing
You
11
do
and
you.
up for this. It's stronger. out
Yeah.
there. Alright, so that is.
It's that super booze, though.
Are we at?
They shot-
Was that the 4th roll?
The shots
yeah,
are
fair.
actually on fire.
Alright, so still needs to go one more.
I love
she
that.
she
Shots are
finally gets a
legitimately on
failure.
fire.
And what was the last one Jade did? That was. So she's got Success, failure, failure. Francis has got failure, failure, failure.
Yep.
Francis cannot.
Francis
hold his booze.
is sloshed. He's not actually passed out, but he's done. He is slurring his speech. And when his race slurs their speech, their S's really get stretched out. Stella and Jade are still in it, though. So, Jade, give me another one. Ooh.
I just picture Francis trying really hard to keep himself balanced with his tail.
Alright, now how have I got the numbers messed up here? Alright, I think I rolled one extra time for Stella, because I've got 5 rolls for Stella and 4 for... Is it 4 for Jade I've got?
Yeah.
1, 2, yeah. Alright. So Jade, give me one more. That'll catch you and Stella up. That's also a success. Alright. So both Stella and Jade are sitting at 3 successes and 2 failures. Which in death saves mean they would have made it, but we're seeing which one of them passes out first. So, one more for a potential tiebreaker. Success for Stella. Danru, you're slowly becoming impressed with how much these 2 little humans can hold.
Joyful.
Ooh, that's a natural 20 for Stella, so that counts as 2 successes.
Okay, so roll again.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, and Jade finally gives up.
Puking under the table.
No, Danru has a garbage can ready. We're being fools.
Stella jumps up off her stool. Woo! And her bodyguard kind of, puts a hand on one shoulder and she straightens back up. And sure enough, you're basically having to carry Francis up.
Yep.
By the tail.
Jade is leaning on you a little heavily, but it's more of a balance thing than a she can't walk.
Francis, how much does your character weigh?
I believe the old character sheet said 210.
Cool, I can lift that pretty easily.
Okay.
Bench presses Francis.
So y'all have finished talking to Mortimer when the rest of the crew and Stella and the other bodyguard come walking in.
Well, you all look like you had fun.
Jade's holding me as I'm princess carrying a snake man.
He always was
Over the
a
threshold.
What time do we have to be?
Beg pardon?
Daddy D, Daddy D. Yeah, I've been really rethinking my life since I met you, Daddy D. Daddy D.
Please don't call me daddy. But I appreciate the sentiment.
You have nice arms.
Now, would you like me to put you in the shower with the shower on, or just let you lay there?
I didn't know you had such strong hands.
So I'll tell you right now, if I just lay you there with the shower on, it doesn't matter if you pee yourself, because it's all wet. It'll all
Just
Uh-oh. We have lost a Sarah.
Slap him on the back of the head. He's stuck.
refill up the top.
Oh, losing that Sarah has thrown the markers off a little bit, hasn't it?
Oh.
Ah, y'all switch places.
Ha! I'm the cat now.
I'm gonna hazard a guess that her cat decided to unplug her headset.
I'm cool. I wear a mask and it makes faces.
Because that likes to kill things sometimes. She's reconnected.
Yeah, I see that now.
Hi,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
net's a
she's
jerk.
Hi. Cat?
No, my net just decided, hey, We're just gonna throw up for a second here. We're a little drunk. We need to be bridal carried up the stairs like a lizard man.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you cut off
Okay.
mid-sentence. And I thought, well, I think she froze. But
Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah.
all right. So anyway, you see them come stumbling in. Danru and the generic bodyguard number 1.
I don't even have a name tag.
Clearly, clearly they did not participate in whatever went down. Stella walks by you. First place. I won. I'm number 1.
Congratulations.
Drink some water, please. And
Yeah,
Coffee.
water and some coffee. Mortimer's just shaking his head.
is the show thing tomorrow morning that we have to be at?
Oh yes, the interview. Yes.
She looks over at everyone else. So anyone have hangover cures? Have we figured that out in the century?
A good shot to the head
I mean,
generally works.
Danner's holding the snake.
I
He'll just
literally.
molt it out.
Typically not that quick. I think it takes like a whole week to malt that out.
Medicine rolls then. Them somewhat sustainable.
Mortimer's like, we've got some over-the-counter stuff she can take that'll help. That and she drinks some water before she goes to bed. She should be fine. He looks at the time. She should probably go to bed now, though. It's a morning show she's going to be on.
Yeah. We know who's not on watch tonight. Motherly, like over the mask glasses look. Like, really, guys.
He's like, yeah, well, Mortimer's, and I trust the rest of you can keep watch appropriately. He gives Jade and Francis a slightly disapproving look. Like, I don't appreciate you getting drunk on the job.
I'm only
But I know she's a
disappointed
bad
you didn't
influence.
win. Did we talk to the hotel security to see if they have made sure that what happened doesn't happen again?
We had not specifically said you talked to her about it, no. If you bring it up to them, they tell you they have a man stationed watching the camera feeds live now. So if the cameras go down, the person will realize it immediately.
We'll let them know, hey, and if it looks like it's repeating the same thing, wiggle the camera back and forth. Make sure the camera actually moves, because they can also just probably...
They can probably
set
generate a night loop.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
We're
Yes,
being
ma'am.
raided.
We will make sure they're doing that.
It is 8 o'clock. It is time for the raid!
Oh my goodness, they're bringing in 12 this time.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
You missed 2 of our party members getting drunk.
That is what she said.
It was amazing.
It was not amazing. Y'all both lost.
Barely.
Y'all didn't even pull a win. It was 2-on-1.
Jade hung in there like a trooper, though.
Francis collapsed like a wet deck of cards.
I mean, I think at this point we all kind of think Francis is going to do that as far as drinking goes.
Oh, and Shoku with some light life story.
Do we want to set up the watch schedule, excluding Jade and Francis, so they can
Yeah,
sleep
it's-
this off?
Danru first watch. Danru Adrian second watch. And then back to normal.
I mean, Adrian technically is always on watch because
Yeah, so we've
Yanni.
got Yanni.
Yeah.
Well, Yanni's on watch.
But Adrian will also stay up for one of the watches too, just double bases.
Cat'll definitely take 1 or 2 watch. How many watches do we have? Just 3 or 4?
I think y'all were just doing 3.
Okay. Cat'll take last watch.
Okay. All right. Night passes. There's no one writing graffiti on her windows, floating outside. Nobody tapping on the glass. Well, day passes, and eventually, y'all get up the next day. Stella is groggy and a little grumpy. She drank plenty of water when she went to bed. She took the over-the-counter stuff, so she's not seriously hungover, but she's not really at 100% either. Jade and Francis are in much the same boat.
How dare.
I'd actually like to attempt a medical roll to see if I can at least find some stuff that'll actually help them be more alert.
Alright, give me a medical roll.
21.
Take this
Nice.
5-hour energy.
Take these methamphetamines. You'll be fine.
Ignore the addictive side effects. Ignore them.
It's the future. They've weeded those out.
Uh,
But yeah, that's really all you give them is like,
Over-the-counter meth?
Genetic.
caffeine
Hey.
and some vitamin B. The 5-hour energy reference is actually a pretty good one. Just a little something.
Genetically modified meth.
Perk 'em up a little bit.
Organic, free-range, GMO-free meth.
No. It's got a lot of GMOs. We're in the future. People understand what those are now.
Yeah. Maybe it's a special cocktail of Red Bull and 5-hour energy, or together.
So their hearts are going to explode.
What have you done? I've made coffee, but I replaced the water with Monster.
If the caffeine and so forth doesn't get you, the taste will.
The caffeine doesn't push you into the 4th dimension. The taurine will.
Alright.
They can see
Freeze! Up in
colors.
my brain!
Yeah, but Danru's just sitting there, making
You'll love
the
it.
hungover kids coffee, just being like, it was your decisions. I let you make them. You can blame me.
no, I blame them. I totally blame them.
Oh no, Adrian, you don't get to blame me. Only the hungover people get to blame me.
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming them for making their own dumbass decision.
Alright. So you quickly get dressed.
We better not be in a space battle.
Over space, Australia.
No. This is just the backdrop for the.
For the space battle.
For Space Australia. I see the Australia-esque continent. This is
Actually,
some good artwork.
I'm actually fairly certain that just is Australia.
Yeah, but there should be other continents visible if it is, or other islands.
Yeah, see?
It was,
I don't
the most
see-
obscure, generic-looking planet I could find. Whatever.
Gotcha.
I just needed that planet. Anyway, it's the background to the show. Behind it. By the time you get there, Stella has perked herself up a little bit. Again, as soon as she's in front of people, it's like she flips a switch, and she's putting, acting like she's got a lot more energy than she had been previously.
Cat has like a grudging admiration of that because she cannot turn off the resting bitch face that hides under her mask.
Well, she is also not somebody that is out in the public as much. At least not anymore.
Yeah.
Where was I? Oh, yes. So you get inside. You've been given the layout of the studio. regular security's there, both her regular bodyguards and the usual studio security. The studio guys are coordinating with Stella's guys. Stella's guys are, of course, coordinating with you. So you've got kind of a bleacher setup. Style. I should maybe stadium seating's a little more. I mean,
Auditorium style.
Gladiatorial style.
Decent sized crowd can be fit in this studio. You got the main stage out front, and then you've got their weather guys over here, and where it's all in the same studio, but you just have different camera crews they'll switch to. So they go through most of the show. It's typical morning show kind of stuff. A lot of the local news you don't really get what they're talking about.
Right.
Where are y'all set up? Much like for the public opening, where are y'all stationing yourselves?
I think Francis is going to do a repeat act and to be just off stage.
Okay.
Adrian is going to keep himself back with the camera stuff, like the security cameras. But Yanni is going to stay invisible, hovering over Stella's head.
Okay.
Kat's gonna kind of be off to one side of the audience, just watching them more than the news folk and Stella at the moment.
Okay.
Danner will ask Stella where she wants him to be.
She's like, oh,
Plan to just be with regular security, but if you'd like me somewhere specific, I'll go there.
So, wherever you think's best. She doesn't seem overly worried. This is indoors. There's lots of security around. She doesn't seem overly worried.
I will be up in the lighting area because of the various walkways that are above stages.
Okay.
The catwalks.
Yes.
Man, I should have gone up there.
See, it's literally in your name.
A bad guy shows up. She just pushes him off. These are my walkways.
Piss off, bitch.
If anyone knows, do they call it gorilla in non-wrestling backstages?
I do not know.
But Jason, do you know what I mean by in gorilla?
No. Just explain.
Did you? Okay. Gorilla is just the position kind of right outside the stage entrance, but at a point where cameras cannot see.
Okay.
It's going to be similar to where Francis is.
Okay. So yeah, in both cases, the crew, they show you, tape marks on the floor. Anything past this point is going to be on camera. So you stay back here. They have worked with plenty of celebrities that had security, so they've got it down to a pretty decent science.
And since Anshoku has asked, I'm going to copy paste some information for him. That's over in the. Never mind. Twitch does not let you copy paste.
Really? Huh.
So I'm going to just say gorilla position, the staging area just behind the curtain where wrestlers come out to the ring.
But it's gorilla
So,
like
the
animal.
So basically the curtain area where, they introduce the person and they step out. Right behind that curtain is the gorilla position.
That's where Andrew's standing with his big. Well, you probably wouldn't have the weapon out.
No.
Alright, so Hole is in the catwalks. Cat is not in the crowd, but over by the crowd, watching the crowd. Francis and Danru are basically on the stage, but just out of camera view. And view of the crowd. Jade, where are you?
I think I'm going to be kind of next to the cameras.
Okay, you're
guess,
standing there with the camera crew, basically, but behind.
Yeah.
Facing the stage or facing the crowd?
Let's face the crowd.
Okay.
Since I'm assuming the guy that
coffee in hand.
is now in town, we know his face because he had a
You have,
space
picture,
book.
you have pictures of him. He does a lot of videos that he's owned a lot of the videos he does.
Okay, she's going to be paying particular attention if she sees someone matching that gentleman's
And
kinda
that
face.
brings up perception rolls out of Kat, Jade, and Adrian watching the cameras. She's the
Okay.
ones watching the crowd the closest.
Hey!
Jade's still a little hungover.
Jade's
Nursing
trying.
that coffee. That Red Bull coffee. That
Red Bull coffee, no one understands me like you do.
You pick me up when I'm feeling down.
Not even the sniper rifle understands me like you do.
You give me wings and possibly heart attacks.
Also,
Alright.
heart attacks to the guy in the next city over.
Luckily, artificial hearts literally work better than normal ones at this point in history, so I don't care if I lose you.
Alright, so yes, Jade, you're looking at the crowd, you're not seeing nothing suspicious, everything looks fine. It's fine, everything's fine.
This is fine.
Is it though?
You and Kat don't think so. You
That's what I thought.
spot Mr. Aaron, or somebody looks an awful lot like Mr. Aaron Palmer in the crowd.
I'm assuming they have comms that just talk to each other and not like yelling across the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all can give them that kind of thing.
And Adrian is gonna mention that.
Cat's gonna also be watching the guy like, yep.
Kat and Adrian, give me insight rolls.
Insight.
This will go well. It
Yeah.
went better than I expected it.
Yeah, 14's not bad. 16's not bad.
Yeah.
He seems a little agitated.
Oh my. Only a little.
Worried. He looks worried. He's scanning the crowd. Anytime one of the doors opens, it's like he gets a little jerk and kind of looks over there.
Gonna alert the other security, like, hey, there's a gentleman that may be familiar with our client. Looking very jumpy. If someone can just scan the hallways.
Do we need to bounce this guy out?
He looks worried. Not aggressive yet.
Okay. They have you point out who he is. You hear one of the other guards or other security person on there. Oh yeah, I see him. Yeah, he looks. Yeah, he don't look like he's going to start nothing. He looks like he's getting ready to run.
Danner comes up to the
building
mic,
looks weird.
which means he may be prepped for something to happen that he stopped being involved with. Still
That
a little
he knows
worrisome.
about.
So they have a couple of their security guys suddenly move over into that area. I mean, you got several of them behind the cameras that are moving around. So
Yeah, can we get a designated man if something happens to make sure that man doesn't leave?
you hear somebody get on the comm. I got him.
Good man.
That's gonna move kind of midpoint between the auditorium seating and whatever tape line they're not allowed to cross. So if she has to make a dash for Stella, she can.
So everything kind of gets settled. They lock the doors. The on air signs come on.
Which is really gonna stop someone that can materialize.
As far as we know.
Mr. Palmer seems to relax a little bit once everything's locked down. He still seems a little high strung, but not. It's not the constant just jerking around. He's still kind of looking at the crowd every now and then. But
Cat's gonna kind of, if he keeps looking in a specific direction, Cat's gonna kind of follow his gaze. Like, is he looking all over the place, or is he looking like?
It's like he's searching the crowd.
Okay.
You know, he's not focused on any particular. It's like he just kind of keeps scanning the crowd.
And we, of course, have pictures of Cedric, correct?
Yes.
She's gonna scan and see if she finds anyone looking like him.
Okay. Well, with your previous role, you hadn't seen anybody like him so far, no.
Okay.
So the interview starts up, or the show starts up. The hosts are, chit-chatting. They're talking about local events, local news. Some politician got caught doing something with somebody that wasn't his wife, etc., etc., Nothing y'all are interested in, truthfully, but typical. They finally get around to, the big concert coming up. Stella comes on stage. The crowd goes wild. Mr. Palmer is not clapping or anything. Again, he kind of scans the crowd while this is going on. Those of you watching the crowd, give me another perception check.
Okay.
Dice, why?
Hey!
You're very perceptive today.
I guess I am. That's like the only good roll I've done is perception.
You've drank your Red Bull coffee.
You
Yeah,
notice a
I
few other
guess.
people in the crowd that don't clap or get super excited.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a little old lady that is sitting next to maybe a 13-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
and she is literally sitting there reading while this is going on.
Okay.
When the little one jumps, when the young girl jumps up, she kind of looks at her. You get the impression of Grandma brought something, brought somebody to this, and is not the least bit interested in some teenage pop star, or pop star
Okay.
teenagers are into.
So basically, it's just she was the driver,
Yeah,
and
she
is
just kinda
and is the adult responsible for this kid,
You know.
basically, right now.
She was watching the show up till this interview started, and she just kind of goes to her book or
Okay.
her e-reader or whatever. You see, Palmer isn't really paying attention to the interview.
Uh huh.
You see one other
Where's-
guy in the crowd that he seems to be paying attention to Palmer more than anybody else.
Can I get anything on him?
If
With
you
that
check,
nat 20.
if you check the footage, if you rewind the video security footage, you can see where he walked in. He had his ticket like everybody else. He came out on the
Right.
street. Nothing seemed overly suspicious.
I see.
As her portion of the interview wraps up,
Adrian will point out there is one person in the audience who seems to be paying a lot of attention to our potential suspect. So just someone keep an eye on them.
is that to the entire security crew or just your guys?
Just say another suspect has appeared. Monitor him.
Yeah. Is Cat in the crowd still or no?
Cat's crowd adjacent.
Crowd adjacent. He'll send a private message to Cat and sort of use her helmet to ping where the guy is at, so she can see where he is. And he'll leave a message in her mask that says he's paying a lot of attention to potential suspect. Keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Is there any chairs free in the studio audience?
Only
Or
a
is it like-
couple.
Are any of them adjacent-ish to these gentlemen?
There's one relatively close to Palmer. It's in the row behind him and like one or two over.
And the other guy? Or how close is the other guy to Palmer?
There's actually a few empty ones around the other guy because he was sitting up at like, kind of the very top. You know,
She's gonna get on the team comms and be like, I'm gonna go kind of hang in the crowd near this guy in case anything starts. I'm closer to him. I don't think Palmer's gonna do anything crazy, but this guy seems like he might have something on Palmer. Can I insight him to see if he seems aggressive? Or...
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, see what he gets at 12.
You're not really
She'll
getting
kinda
anything off of him. He's got kind of a poker face.
Okay. But she'll just kind of... maybe, like... Is there a way to, like, leave and come around without making a lot of noise?
The doors are locked at this point.
Okay, so she'll just go
I mean,
behind
you can
the guy.
open, you know, from the inside, you can open them without any trouble because, you know, fire regulations.
Yeah, it
is
would
still a
make
thing.
more noise, but... Yeah, she'll just kind of go up... kind of off to the guy's side, closer to Palmer. Like, the guy's here, Palmer's over here, she's gonna be, like, up...
So you're kind of back behind all of them.
Yeah, kind of behind the guy, watching him, watching Palmer.
Palmer glances at you. The other guy glances at you. A lot of people in the crowd, you know, kind of as you walk past.
She kind of makes like a coughing noise, like I'm just trying to get away from the front, sorry.
So anyway, the interview starts to wrap up. You know, Stella stays on stage. She's in the rest of the show, but they move on to somebody else. But there's, you know, interaction. As the show starts to wind down, the hosts kind of go into their outro. You know, the guests
Let's say-
waved the last time.
As it is starting to wind down, I'm gonna move Yanni sort of forward a little bit more to where, like, if something comes flying at Stella, Yanni will be able to interpose himself between them.
Get down, Mrs. Popstar.
Seeing the show, is there like a video screen or anything kind of like in the background?
The background that's showing their world orbiting. Or
Yeah.
rotating, that's a big screen. They can bring things up on it.
Yeah, I immediately contact Adrian. Be prepared to cut that vid feed at any given moment.
Yeah, the second he gets that message, Adrian's gonna take a seat in the chair, close his eyes, and he's gonna jump into the studio systems and prepare to start intervening electronically if needed.
Because I'm half expecting there to be a
Tape.
very inappropriate video has the potential of being
Yeah.
shown. Let's have the potential to cut that right as it starts.
hmm And Adrian, having spotted it, will know exactly how that starts too, if it is being shown.
He's watched it repeatedly.
Surely.
No, he saw it once.
Yeah. He's
But
a
he
computer
has-
nerd, but he's only watched it the
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
In mind?
So nobody tries to hack in.
hmm
You know, the show wraps up. The on-air lights go off. You've got a brief little autograph session, essentially.
Do either of the gentlemen join in it?
As people get up and start moving forward, Palmer is still sitting in his seat. The other gentleman gets over and begins moving over closer to Palmer.
She's gonna contact Adrian and be like, can you put Yanni over these two? Listen in.
So we can hear them.
Yanni will float over and
Can
perch.
I get above them as well?
Yes, on the catwalks, yes.
So what Yanni's gonna do?
Well, not directly over them, because the catwalk is kind of
Yeah.
center over the stage where you could leave that way if you needed to. But you can get over the general area they're in.
Yeah, what Yanni's basically gonna do is he's gonna stay between the two of them. He's not gonna like make his presence known, but like if the guy does try to do something to Palmer, Yanni will be prepared to sort of like get in the way and intervene. So basically he's there to, in case there's a surprise attack that happens, Yanni's gonna take the hit, kind of a thing.
Cat's gonna be watching, not watching them.
I assume Cat's got her mask off at this point.
No, Cat's got her mask on.
Okay. I'm just thinking that makes you stand out more. You know?
She has walked around with it pretty much the whole time,
Okay.
so she would assume, like, as the security guards are used to it and stuff.
So the guy walks over to Palmer, kind of comes up behind Palmer, leans over, put one hand on his shoulder. Yanni for sure is close enough to hear.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be here, Aaron. Go home.
Got Yanni on party line.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had your chance to be involved in this. You chose not to. I respect that. Please don't get in my way. Mr. Palmer kind of look at him. He seems taken aback. And he's kind of looking at him close. He goes, Cedric? What did you do to your face?
Motherfucker.
Cedric is, refresh the player's memory.
Cedric
Ansel.
Ansel, the creeper.
The
Okay.
original creeper. The OG creeper.
The OG creeper. Okay.
You know.
No, Yanni is the OG creeper.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
Yanni wins the creeper role for sure. But is it Yanni because Yanni is a portion of Adrian's personality?
But it's the creeper
Once we
portion.
figure that. Cat is definitely gonna be. Guys, we need to let the security know this. Do we patch them in?
Yes.
But Aaron says that. This fellow, presumably Cedric, pats him on the, kind of pats him on the shoulder again as he straightens up. Just go home. There's nothing for you to worry about anymore. And then he, if nobody interferes, proceeds to leave the
Cat's
studio.
following him.
Give me a stealth roll, unless you're planning to be obvious.
She's stealthy following him, but she's gonna be like, you guys keep a ping on my mask and let the security guards know who this is.
Who are you stealthy following?
Cedric.
The OG
Okay.
creeper.
Yanni is going to also follow.
Maybe like somebody get what's his bagel? The guy we thought was the creeper. Somebody get the other creeper.
I'll get.
Francis is gonna snag him.
So Francis is going to keep an eye on Palmer?
Yeah.
At this point, I'm hoping the other security team is going to be like, hey.
They're in position if Palmer tries anything, they can pounce on him.
Yeah, like we got the audio piped to them, but like it's nothing incriminating yet. Just very clearly going to be later.
Yeah, this is going to be like Exhibit A.
Palmer sits there for a second. He looks freaked out. He's actually shaking a little bit. And then it's like, just the expression on his face. He's come to a decision. He stands up and starts making his way down where the autographing is taking place.
Cat's not there, but you can hear her going, nope, nope, nope.
Danru is getting ready to attempt to save this man's life.
No, she's following Cedric. Palmer's the one making it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danru is moving position to make sure nothing
Oh,
stabs
okay.
Palmer in the back. Because there's probably an invisible look-alike of Stella getting ready to stab Mr. Palmer. If Cedric...
Or Stella.
Bonded companions actually cannot act as combat pets except unless you have the Pact of the Chain variant.
Don't know
Danru
this, guys.
has not investigated this.
True.
Danru just knows of one example of it, and it can shoot lasers. Danru
fair
is
enough,
moving to
yeah.
keep Palmer alive.
That's fair, yeah.
We don't know this guy's build.
You hear the regular security guys. Okay, he's moving forward. We're going to we're gonna use a gentle touch, but yeah, this is enough weirdness that we're not letting him get close to the stars of our show or our guests. Because it's not just down there; it's the other guests too, and the
innocent civilians.
But speaking to the security goes, now this man was clearly informed that he was no longer part of some form of operation. Be ready to accept information he gives if he says someone else is about to try something.
Absolutely. We're just not comfortable letting him get any closer to our stars.
Completely understood.
So several of the security kind of converge on him and start talking to him. He starts gesturing. He's not being overly loud. He's not, he's talking very, he's expressing things with his hands. But he's not getting loud and agitated sounding. He's not drawing attention. The crowd down there isn't, none of their attention is being pulled. But he seems to really need to talk to Stella.
Ask him what he needs to tell her.
Yeah, has Danru reached the point at security where they're holding him?
Oh yeah. If you're walking towards him, you can get up there.
Yeah, Danru go. Hello, Mr. Palmer. I am
You were at the store opening.
Yes, I'm designated security for her. I am willing to accept whatever information you give me about whatever's happening.
Yes. Yeah, I can talk to you. You want to talk here, or is there a room we can step aside into? The security guys tell you there's an area they can take you to. Yeah.
All right. We go to
the green room or whatever.
Where is Cedric? Is Cedric in visual range of this?
He has stepped out of the building.
Once they leave the building, Kat will take her mask off, but it's still on and kind of tucked into a pocket, but so she doesn't look like the same person. If she has a jacket on, she'll flip it inside out or something.
Assuming she's the type that would carry a jacket that you can specifically design to do that with.
One of her possessions in her thing was fancy jacket, so...
That's what's fancy about it. It's reversible.
Exactly. One part's tie-dyed, the other part is that kind of patchwork kind of... She flips it to tie-dye.
Okay.
Alright, give me another stealth roll. No, that's much better.
Can it beat that?
No. That's 10 higher than what he rolled, and let me see Creeper stats.
Luckily, he has 2 levels of Creeper.
Well, unfortunately, that is not one of his skills. Though it's his... Is it his... and his wisdom's not his biggest stat. Go figure, somebody that decides to spend his life stalking people isn't the wisest guy around.
I would have never
When you step out
guessed.
the door, and there's lots of people coming in and out, so... clearly he sees you step out, but he doesn't register you as opposed to anybody else. But he's
She'll
clearly
wait.
standing there watching the door. You know, it's like he's got down and stepped to the curb and he's turned around.
While she'll have like switched out her get up real quick while lost in the crowd of people, and then just get kind of on her comm. Is there any like food truck or vending machine nearby that she could pretend to be getting something from?
There's an information kiosk just outside the studio.
Okay, she's gonna arrange herself at the information kiosk to look like she's looking at the information kiosk, but she's really watching him, and she's like, he's stopped outside, he's watching the door. She'll move around like slightly around the kiosk so he can't see her talking when she says that, if he appears to have noticed her with the 28.
He's looking around. And then finally you just see him kind of shrug to himself. And he starts walking down the street.
She gives it a second, keeps following.
You follow him down a couple of streets. He gives a quick little look around and ducks down an alley.
Hey guys, is anyone else coming? He went down an alley.
Do we have Yanni following him?
Yep.
So Yanni is right on top of him. You know, he ducks into the alley.
Mm-hmm.
He turns around and he's looking back the way he came. And then he fades from view.
Like walks into something, or just kind of like
It's like he walks a little ways down the alley,
fades
turns around, and he's just standing there looking, but he fades out where Yanni can't see him now.
certain other people do.
Yeah, a trick that Adrian does.
They're just invisible to electronics?
Don't know. Nobody's got physical eyes on him, so you can't tell for sure.
Right.
Oh, no,
Technically, yes.
I take that back. Yanni does not count as a... I keep thinking of Yanni as a drone. He does not count as a drone.
Uh-huh.
He counts like an organism.
Yeah.
So yeah, Yanni can see him.
Okay.
Because I guess we keep talking about Yanni downloading information and recording things, so we're thinking about him.
He is a drone, but he's not a drone.
He can do drone activities.
Yeah.
Drone
He's kind of like a cyborg. There's organic and electronic.
In a lot of ways, Adrian thinks of him in a drone sort of format, so that's kind of the form he's in.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we can work with that. I mean, he's still a patty. He could give Adrian everything he remembers. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, Kat, you're walking down the street. You saw him duck.
She'd put her mask back on when he ducked down there, just so she could keep in contact. Like, because she's used to getting messages from Yanni via mask and stuff like that, so she puts that back on once he's down.
And once the mask goes on, there will be a message waiting for saying he went down the alley, turned around to face the entrance of the alley, and has vanished from sight. And what Yanni is going to do is he is going to... Is there like a clothesline or something hanging out in this alley?
No.
No? Is there anything that is lightweight that Yanni could pick up?
This is a nicer part of town. It's office buildings
You could get
and
something
studios
to
and
play off
stuff.
of Cat. Cat's just probably at the mouth of the alley.
There's
you
a
can probably
really
find
nice
some kind of
fern.
piece of garbage in an alley, but
Okay,
an old food container or something.
Yeah, he'll find something that has some weight to it. Pick it up, fly over to where he saw the guy vanish, like over his head, about like 5 or so feet, and let go.
Okay. Give me... Have Yanni make an attack roll at disadvantage.
If Cat is aware at all of what... Well, would Cat be paranoid enough to just have a hand on a pistol? Let me find out.
It's an 8. But the question is, would it be?
It
Because
drops
he
to the
wouldn't be
ground.
a. Yeah. Okay.
You don't see any reaction to it.
Okay.
Random D100. What?
I was gonna try and roll a D100. I'm trying to figure out if she would be paranoid enough to go down that alley, mask on, with a gun out.
Well, she's been told the guy you're following stepped down the alley. Look back the way you'd be heading, from or towards.
She'll just walk
And
down
turn
the
it.
alley. Not hand obviously on gun, but she's being really cautious. She's a
Understand.
suspicious penguin.
Understandable. Oh, let's see. What kind of save do you need to give me?
And while she's doing this, she'll just be in the mask. So, guys, I'm going down the alley. If I get shot, I would appreciate any kind of backup.
Denver will immediately go, "Hey Frayed and Jancis, can you two go assist Cat?"
Yeah, we're just gonna bolt.
I know your names are Jade and Francis. I was attempting to just be jokey.
No.
Is someone sticking around Superstar there?
Everybody else.
I'm assuming that the security's been bumped up since.
Like, we've still got
Passed
Adrian
on.
and Hull there, and I'm with Palmer.
Yeah.
Cat, give me
Yeah.
a wisdom saving throw.
This will be good.
It was not.
You suddenly freeze in place. You cannot move.
Cannot move, but can she talk?
Let's see.
Is panicking a free action?
You are paralyzed for the duration, so you can't move your jaw to talk.
But can make a wisdom save every 6 seconds.
There's a lot of.
Suddenly her mask just has a giant middle finger pop up on it.
Panicked cat noises.
You hear a voice. You and your friends should find some other employment. This will not go well for you.
Do I hear where the voice is? With Yanni there?
Is it telepathic or like?
It's close enough to you. You can literally feel the breath on your ear. It's like he leaned up just right close to you.
Okay. Using that, because Adrian is in Cat's mask, can I use that as a triangulation point for Yanni to try to electrocute the man?
Sure. You still roll a disadvantage because he's still invisible.
That's why I'm asking for, like, considering he's taking, like, to see, like, with the closeness of the volume and everything.
It gives you enough of an area you can make the attempt. It's going to be a disadvantage. He's invisible.
Roll double
Yeah, 'cause
20s.
you're still trying to shoot someone invisible.
No, actually, yeah. 12.
You don't hit him.
Hit cat.
He's not flat-footed?
You know, I thought about that, but I thought, Johnny would be careful about that. He can see cats. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yanni occasionally supplied shiny things by cat, so.
Mm.
He, well, you wouldn't see him look up. I thought that ugly little drone was around.
Mm-hmm.
Yanni's just gonna keep trying to electrocute him now.
Cat, where you're standing, you hear a slight kind of whoosh.
Okay. Can she repeat that wisdom saving throw?
Oh, yeah, give me a roll. Okay. You freeze up. A few seconds later, you come loose from it.
He is going down the alley, guys. He froze my ass. Be aware, he's a tricky motherfucker. He also insulted Yanni. Kick his ass.
That bastard.
Now, back in the studio, Danru is with Mr. Palmer.
And since we now know something is inbound, I will nonchalantly interpose myself to make sure we let security know.
Okay. So yeah, security bunches up. One of her personal security guys kind of, whispers something to her, and she starts kind of, hurriedly wrapping up. Trying to quickly finish up without giving the air that, anything is wrong. Danru, you're with Palmer in the green room. Some of the other security guys are there. He's like, I'm sure you know that there is someone stalking your client. It's been on the news, or there's been rumors on the news of something. Do you know about Cedric Mansell?
The past Cedric Mansell or the new one that can turn invisible?
Wait, invisible? Oh, this is my fault. This is all my fault.
Did you somehow give a crazy man Esper powers?
Yes. No. Kind of? I think I accidentally... Well, I didn't know his background. He joined up with this group I'm in.
Danner will say the name.
Yeah. He goes, yes, that's it. So you have the background of that. I had run across an embarrassing video that the young lady had made, Stella.
And then began an argument of whether or not to release it to the public.
Well, it was a discussion, but the rest of the group, and probably rightly so, the rest of the group decided that was not in keeping kind of with, with what we're about. We're trying to improve society, putting that out there, Yeah, it would show it would highlight that she's not the example, that should be set for, for children. But it wasn't already out there. That would be us putting that filth out there. So it was decided. It just wasn't a good idea. I guess you could say I was in the dissenting side of that, but I wasn't gonna go against the group. It just wouldn't have been right.
Yes. What is this new alternative you're planning? You are apparently not part of.
Cedric had been helping me with some of the video editing and stuff, and I showed him the video. He reacted very strongly to it. Like I said, I didn't know his background then. I didn't know about the stalking charges. I know he had been a big fan of her. He talked about being a big fan of hers earlier on, and he'd come to think maybe she wasn't. Well, he'd come to agree with us. So, but then I showed him an edited version of the video, so it wasn't. I'm not inviting people, into my home to show them.
Hey, you want to see this dirty video of a famous person? Yeah, I understand.
Properly, but he acted like it was a personal, like it was just so personal to him, and I didn't think he noticed at the time, but he started to glow. His eyes lit up. For a second, I thought he was, what do they call it? Spontaneous combustion. And then it dampened down, and he stormed out. And I've figured out since then that it must have been his Esper Genesis. He came back to me later telling me he had discovered he had these powers, but he was talking like he thought it was like he'd been given them for a purpose, and he didn't say he was going to do anything violent to the young lady, but it was the impression I got. Then he disappeared like he did. We had been talking about protesting at this concert. I kind of convinced them to drop that, and I came over here to see if maybe I could find him or something. But with the, I guess you'd call it an attack at that grand opening, I decided I probably needed to say something. And then here, I was approached by a man that he didn't look like Cedric at all, but he sounded like him, and was mildly threatening. Oh man, Bubba, I don't know how much you've missed.
Oh, Bubba.
Just got back
Bubba.
from helping at. Well, they think there was 2 stalkers in the crowd. A cat chased one down and got frozen in an alleyway. And now they're talking to, the guy that may have triggered all of this, if unintentionally. So anyway, that's kind of what Palmer's telling you. Can Espers change their faces? This is Palmer asking. It wasn't something he'd mentioned being able to do when he came and talked to me that time. But
Denro hit the headset. Hey, Adrian. Esper question.
Yes. He sounds pissed off.
Can you change your face?
Can Espers do what Kesh do with a face change?
Easily. Why?
Just making sure, because Cedric can probably do that.
Lovely. I'm going quiet.
Understood.
And he is going to activate his own cloaking field. And he's going to go out and keep an eye on Stella.
Okay.
Yes, there are Espers that can change their
Okay. Then I'm not
physical
going crazy.
components.
But yes, about an hour ago. I gotta start paying better attention to the Twitch. Anyway, so Palmer's, I had to come try to warn somebody. I hated to go to the police if he wasn't planning anything, but I should have gone with my first instinct. I don't like I may not like the young lady's style of music and stuff, but I'm not wishing anything,
Violent.
Yeah. I mean, if her popularity dropped off, that'd be okay, but I'm also concerned for Cedric. The man is clearly not well.
Well, I appreciate you coming forward with this. I hate to specify the danger you could... Well, I wish to specify to you the danger you might be in now.
Yes, he was...
While Cedric himself obviously is not in this room, because he just attacked one of my friends out in the alleyway.
Oh goodness.
Well, I take that back. Not attacked. He just used an ability on her, gave her a warning, and then disappeared. But he may also be in the possession of something called a familiar, which could be invisible and in this room listening to this conversation, in which case he would know what you've done.
Okay, I started looking around.
I hate to inform that of you because you are now going to be paranoid, but it is a distinct possibility.
I don't think he would hurt me, though. He did tell me to stay out of his way. Well, I guess it is what it is. It doesn't change anything. I set this, I didn't do it on purpose, but I set this in motion. I've got to at least do what I can.
And while I appreciate you've come forward, your hands are clean of this event as far as I'm concerned. No information you have specifically given me right now is not information we did not already have.
Oh, really?
We immediately saw you being worried in the crowd and watched you as Cedric came up behind you.
Oh, I see. Well, it's somewhat relieving to know she's got good security at least. Can you do anything about Esper abilities?
Other than use Esper abilities, no.
So you have...
Yes, we have Espers on staff.
Oh, okay. Well,
that is almost specifically why we were hired.
Okay, I understand that. Let's see. It's about 9 o'clock, so we need to be wrapping up here. Anything else you want to ask him right quick?
Did any members in his group side heavily with Cedric or disappear with Cedric?
He doesn't know that Cedric talked to anybody else in the group. He was when he got angry about seeing the video, he also got angry about us not releasing it. So I went ahead and deleted what I had just to make sure, make sure he didn't come back later. He had access to, my computers because he helped with the editing. But no, I don't know of anybody else in the group that had anything to do with him or anything to do with this.
Denner will, interject real quickly. Then for your safety, I'm not going to press any more questions upon you until something happens.
I see.
I do not want you to say something here. It, somehow get back to Cedric and him have any ill grievances towards you while he is out and about.
Well, if there's anything I can do, please let me know. He gives you his number. Of course, I assume the police will become involved in it at some point. By all means, let them, give them my number. And yeah, there's nothing else, so go ahead and leave.
Security's here. We have a recording of this conversation, so it will probably end up in police hands pretty quick.
Yeah, he understands. Let's see. Cat gets loose. Cedric seems to be gone. You get Stella back to her hotel without any trouble. Security goes in first and checks it thoroughly. They've been given a spook.
Yeah, yes.
Stella's trying not to show it, but she's clearly a little upset. Knowing her former stalker is running around superpowered now, having confirmation, at least in her mind, that her former stalker is now also her current stalker and running around with superpowers is, a bit much for her.
I will hold back the information of what his familiar looks like then.
Probably wise. Alright, so we're going to wrap here. Next week...
If anybody wants to talk to Adrian about the familiar and what a familiar can do, feel free.
So we're
you
gonna wrap
said
up
you were
here.
going
We'll
on your
come
own
back.
business. I ain't jumping on that.
Next week we'll come back and probably wrap up this little side quest. So it'll be the next week will be the concert, and whatever's going down will probably go down then. I want to thank everybody on the Twitch. Bubba, of course, who popped in at the very beginning. Curious Crafts for the raid. We really appreciate that. Use all the help we can get.
Yep.
What is Nightbot?
It's a bot that helps you.
Oh, I see. I see now. We're both typed in the Discord thing. Okay.
Yep.
I have to learn my Twitch better. Anyway. So again, I'm Jason. I've been your DM for the evening. With me has been Taylor playing Danru, Sarah playing Kat, Zach playing Francis, Anna playing Jade, Eric playing Adrian, and Patrick playing Hole. Did I get it? Did I get everybody? I think that was everybody. There's so many
Think
of
so.
y'all and some of your own cameras.
So,
Let's see. If you like D&D, come back tomorrow. Maddie should be running her Curse of Strahd game. And is it this coming Monday? No, it was the 20...
This coming Monday
Alright. This coming Monday
is the official start of season 2.
of the Monday Games second season.
Uh-huh.
I still have no idea what they're doing, so I'm looking forward to
It'll be a
finding out.
surprise.
And then, of course, the next Tuesday will be us.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank everybody for showing up, both my players and my viewers. And we hope to see you next week.
Bye bye.
Laters.
Goodbye.